6 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The Prime Minister and Tajikistan's Energy Minister at a meeting in Islamabad today have agreed to enhance cooperation in diverse areas. Shahbaz Sharif has directed to further reduce the electricity rates and expedite the implementation of electricity generation strategy. The Senate was informed today that ECNIC allowed the construction of railway line to connect Pakistan with Afghanistan. Pakistan and the European Union have agreed to continue cooperation in energy and climate change areas. The United Nations Secretary General has called for smooth political transition in Syria. The second T20 international of the three-match series between Pakistan and South Africa will be played in Centurion this evening. And now the news in detail. Pakistan and Tajikistan have agreed to enhance cooperation in diverse areas, especially in land connectivity, energy, education and agriculture sectors. The understanding was reached during a meeting between the Prime Minister Mohammad Shahbaz Sharif and Tajikistan's Energy Minister Daler Juma in Islamabad today. Other projects of regional connectivity, including CASA 1000, were also discussed during the meeting. Welcoming Daler Juma, who is visiting Islamabad for Pakistan-Tajikistan Joint Commission, Shahbaz Sharif expressed satisfaction over the progress on cooperation between the two countries in various sectors. He expressed satisfaction over the memoranda of understanding and agreements reached between the two countries during his visit to Tajikistan and emphasized that timely implementation of these agreements would help strengthen bilateral relations. The Prime Minister also extended good wishes for the Tajik President and hoped that he would soon visit Pakistan. Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif has directed to further reduce electricity rates besides expediting the implementation of electricity generation strategy. Chairing a meeting to evaluate and discuss the future electricity and power plans of the country in Islamabad today, he said only low-cost electricity projects should be prioritized in future. The Prime Minister was apprised on the progress of the ongoing hydropower projects across the country. Shahbaz Sharif said hydropower projects are low-cost sources of electricity that provide environment-friendly and affordable electricity to consumers. He said the existing power generation should also be converted to solar energy, as the country is fortunate to have vast potential for solar energy. Shahbaz Sharif was also updated on the progress regarding the closure of inefficient power plants that produce less electricity with more fuel. The Prime Minister said closure of such power plants will save valuable foreign exchange spent on fuel imports and reduce the cost of electricity. He instructed to take immediate action against all officers who are deliberately trying to hinder reforms in the power sector. The Minister for Law, Azam Nazir Tarar, informed the House that NATRA is providing registration services related to identity of documents to the Pakistani citizens at the nearest location. Responding to a question of Senator Zishan Khanzada, the Minister for Law said ECNIC has recently allowed the construction of 192-kilometer-long railway line project for connecting Pakistan with Afghanistan. Azam Nazir Tarar said over 15 billion rupees have been allocated for the acquisition of land for rail connectivity with Afghanistan from Kohat to Kharlachi via Tel Parachinar. The House will now meet on Monday at 4 in the afternoon. The Minister for Information and Broadcasting, Ataullah Tarar, who is in Turkey, visited the headquarters of Turkish state television channel TRT World. During the visit, he held meeting with the Director General International Broadcast of the channel, Omar Farooq Danravedi, and discussed with him cooperation in media between the two countries and shooting of joint documentary films. Speaking on the occasion, Ataul Latara said agreements for co-production of dramas and documentaries with the Turkish government are part of the strategic framework. He also suggested co-broadcasts, saying that transmission of TRT World can be telecast on Pakistan television. The Information Minister also stressed the need to produce digital documentary on the atrocities being perpetrated in the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Pakistan and the European Union have agreed to continue cooperation in areas of energy and climate change. This was discussed in the 14th Pakistan-European Union Joint Commission meeting, which took stock of the recent political developments. Pakistan presented its reforms agenda, including in the framework of the National Action Plan on Human Rights, National Action Plan on Business and Human Rights, and actions towards the full implementation of 27 international conventions relating to GSP+. Pakistan and the European Union also exchanged views on the freedom of religion or belief and the rights of persons belonging to the minorities and vulnerable groups and concerns about anti-Muslim hatred. It was agreed to hold the next session of the European Union-Pakistan Joint Commission in Brussels in 2025. The American Ambassador Donald Bloom called on the Deputy Prime Minister and the Foreign Minister Senator Mohammad Ishaqdar in Islamabad today. Both the dignitaries discussed bilateral issues of mutual interest during the meeting. This is Radio Pakistan. Distribution of food baskets under the King Salman Relief Centre to provide relief to the poor has started. The Minister for Industries and Production, Rana Tanveer Hussain, inaugurated the distribution of food baskets in Islamabad today. Addressing the inaugural ceremony, he said distribution of food baskets in remote areas of Pakistan will bring relief to thousands of families who are grappling with poverty, malnutrition and food insecurity. Pakistan has reiterated its resolve to take all necessary measures to eliminate the threats of terror groups to root out the menace of terrorism. Addressing the United Nations Security Council during a debate on the situation in Afghanistan, the acting permanent representative of Pakistan to the United Nations, Ambassador Usman Jadoon, said terrorism within and from Afghanistan poses the single most serious threat to the country, to the region and to the world. He warned the international community that the terrorist group Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan Afghanistan could emerge as Al-Qaeda's arm with the regional and global terrorist agenda. The United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has called for a smooth political transition in Syria. Talking to reporters in Pretoria, South Africa, the United Nations chief stressed the need for unity and re-establishment of Syrian territory. Antonio Guterres underlined that the international community has a duty to ensure a smooth and inclusive transition. More than 30 Palestinians have been martyred and 50 others injured in an Israeli air attack on the Nuseirat refugee camp in central Gaza. According to Palestinian Health Ministry, the Israeli strikes hit a post office sheltering displaced Palestinian families. And now cricket, the second T20 international of the three-match series between Pakistan and South Africa will be played at Centurion this evening. The match will start at 9 p.m. South Africa lead the series by 1-0. And finally, the weather report. Mainly cold and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country, while very cold in hilly areas during the next 12 hours. Frost is likely to occur in Islamabad, upper central Punjab, and the plain areas of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa during morning hours. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.bk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.